Hi, Lydia.
Hi.
Oh my God, so excited to talk to you. I mean, first things first, I feel like I need to start by asking how you would describe yourself. Are we going content creator, influencer, legend? Where do we stand here?
Well, first of all, I just have to say thank you for having me on because this is so exciting. I've been sat here for like 10 minutes ready to go. I thought I can't log on too soon. So
You should have.
But I probably would describe myself. It's a bit long-winded, but I feel like everyone is nowadays when they describe what they do. But I'd say I'm a content creator, but I'm also an author and sometimes a little bit of a co-designer as well.
And a legend.
Well, okay. Stop it, you.
So can I ask you, how did you first fall in love with fashion?
So, my goodness me, this goes way back. I grew up in a little area called Croxley Green, which is next to Watford. And there was a shop on the high street in Watford called The End. And if anyone is from Watford, they will know this store because it was kind of like ASOS, but before the internet. They had all of the sort of styles from the catwalk before any other shop. And if you were wearing The End on a night out, you got like a nod of...
Really?
Yeah. And I got a job there. And honestly, it was the best job in the world. I was working with girls that I loved. I was working for the owner who'd been a friend of my mum's since I was little. And I thrived. And I think that's where I found that I loved fashion. And it's funny because I only realised about 10 years later that they actually used to put me in the clothes and the clothes would sell out. And so then they'd make me go into the stock room and get changed and I'd have to wear something else. And so it's kind of what I do now.
Do you know what? That's mad actually, because the fact that you didn't even know that, and like you're saying, you've worked with some of the biggest brands there are. So this is like a full circle moment, which is big up Watford, by the way.
Yes.
How amazing is that?
I think it is. I think sometimes I have to remind myself that, you know, that girl probably wouldn't believe that she's sat here right now talking to you about fashion. It's unbelievable, especially when at the time it really felt like there was a glass ceiling. I was very much a retail girl, and getting from inside retail to that more sort of, you wanted to move more into head office at that time. And it's now like I've sort of crafted my own route to things, which is so bizarre because I never would have thought that there was a different way back then.
This is probably a silly question, obviously, because I know what you do. But for everyone listening right now, how do you go from actually, like you say, working in the shop to then working with some of the most amazing luxury brands? Like, how do you even start?
Well, I think the main thing is just starting. Like, I think that's the hardest part. I think so many people think about it and they worry about what people are going to think and their friends and their family. And let me tell you, everyone laughed at me when I started. Everyone, all my friends, they all thought it was hilarious. What's she doing? I used to hang clothes on my university bedroom wall because I thought that looked better than any pictures. And they just all used to laugh at me because of that. And when I was taking my pictures in my university bedroom, they all laughed. But they're going to. And then you get to this point where it sort of stops being a bit cringe and you're actually doing things and you've stuck at it. And it's at that point that you go, I'm so glad I didn't listen. You just have to believe in yourself a little bit. And I think that's really hard nowadays. And it definitely feels like the stage is a lot bigger nowadays than when I started, because it was like probably nearly 15 years ago that I started now. But it was bizarre because no one knew what it was. And so that's the main thing I would say is just start, but also be yourself, because I think that's the thing that makes this industry so wonderful, is that there's literally space for everyone, and there's going to be someone out there looking for your style or your quirks. And I always use people like Sammy Jeffcoat, who's one of the most incredible creators, and her style is so different to mine. She's so edgy and so cool. And then there's Jamie Genevieve with her tattoos. There's all of these really different girls, and there's a space for everyone. And so if you're sat there thinking, I don't see anyone doing it or getting dressed or wearing the clothes that I wear, maybe there's a space for me, then I always say just start.
Out of interest, because obviously, you know, like we said, you've collabed with a lot of people. Do you think it's so important to also work when you get to the position that you're in? is it really vital to work with brands that you 100% believe in? Because do you think you can see through people that might not necessarily live and breathe that brand? Do you think it's really important to, stick to your guns with that?
Yeah, I think the reason why this industry became as big as it has done is because of the authenticity that's in it. And so I think that's really important. I think that there's also ways to show different price points as well. So that's important too, because not everyone has the same sort of disposable income for fashion nowadays. So whilst I might buy a really lovely Susanna London outfit, I still want to be able to show people that there might be alternatives on the high street perhaps. So I try and do that too. But when you're working really closely, especially in the way that I work with brands like Fairfax and Favour and Karen Millen, I think it's super important that there's that authentic relationship there. And I think that's why these relationships work so well, because my audience will have seen my journey and my love and my discovery of these brands. And that's what's super important in this industry, is always authenticity.
I'm going to be so honest with you. The first brand that you mentioned, I don't even know what that is. But this is why it's so fascinating to speak to someone like yourself, because, there'll be one brand that you work with that someone like myself, I'm a big high street person. Someone like you, I'll gravitate towards your style for certain things. But then you also open up the world for the higher end for a lot of other people, and also bring us into that world. And like you're saying, find affordable versions to look exactly like you do, because your Instagram's amazing. You're a beautiful, beautiful lady. Like, we all want to look like you. Well, I do anyway. I've been screenshotting your Instagram. I hope you can't tell when people screenshot, because that'd be weird. But it's great.
Well, I would say, if judging by that gorgeous blazer that you're wearing, you would very much like Fairfax and Favour's pieces. They do the most incredible boots, blazers, coats, and also a very, very lovely handbag collection coming in collaboration with me. So I think you'll really like their stuff. So you should definitely check them out.
I'm going there right now. Well, not now, because I'm saying to you, but straight after this. You're an author as well. So tell us about that side of your career and your life.
Well, gosh, I wrote the book Evergreen 2 years ago, and it's basically centered around finding the joy in the seasons. And so what I wanted to do was put together a book that could help guide people in finding more of the joy in the seasons through a lot of my own life experiences. And it is my proudest achievement to date. I love that book so much, and I just love that I get to talk about it. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about it some more, because I never get bored.
Of course. My gosh, it's an absolute pleasure. I would like to ask you about King Charles. You've met him a few times, is that right?
Yes, I've met him twice. I'm very, very, very honoured to have met him twice.
Do you love his style, or does he need a bit of Lydia?
Oh no, he is absolutely perfect the way he is. He is a style icon.
Are there any other members of the royal family that you look to and go, do you know what? They are incredible. Their style is amazing.
Oh, well, I think it would be wrong of me to not give a nod to the Princess of Wales. I think that she is just elegance personified, and she's so inspiring, and the way that she dresses is a huge, huge inspiration to me.
Can we talk about your community, your fans, the people that support you? Because you've got a really loyal community and a lot of people that support you and obviously follow you. Without those, I mean, I'm guessing you wouldn't be doing what you are now.
That's exactly right. I really do feel like the luckiest girl in the world to have been doing this as long as I have, to still have an audience that continues to grow, and an audience that trusts me and supports me and cheers me on. Honestly, I always try and put this into words, but it is one of those things that every so often you sit back and you think, my gosh, that's a lot of people. And they're all so lovely that I'm just sort of like, oh my gosh.
But do you know, I'm a massive believer in what energies you put out, you get back. And I know this is obviously the first time that we've met, but I feel like you come across so lovely online that that's probably why it's reciprocated by the people that follow you, because it is so important.
Well, I think that's the loveliest thing that anyone has ever said to me. Thank you.
Well, it's the truth. Not really, everybody. She's an absolute cow. No, I'm joking.
But you're so lovely too as well. It's so lovely to have someone so bubbly and full of energy, like on the other side of the camera.
Well, thank you. I take the compliment. Do you find what you do high pressure? Because from people that don't know your industry and don't work in your industry, from the outside, it all looks very glossy. It all looks very, I don't want to say easy. I don't think a lot of people understand what work goes into what you actually do. You know, you're a boss. You do a lot of stuff. Do you find what you do quite high pressured?
I think in the early days, it was probably a little bit more high pressure then. But as I've gotten older, I think every day I just feel so grateful that I get to do this, and that I try and find a way for each project, each video, each post to make it a little bit more enjoyable. And I know that might sound like a bit wishy-washy, but I really like enjoying as much as I possibly can in life. And I think if I start worrying too much about things, and I'm just going to be stealing the joy of my life all the time. And so I try and work with really lovely people, and I feel like I'm so lucky. And like you've just said about my audience, I've got the most incredible audience of people cheering me on. So I feel like if I was to say that I felt pressured, it's not the right word. I just feel so lucky.
Love that. Once you post something online, are you constantly checking like for likes, comments, or do you sort of post and then take a step back, or do you like dip in and out?
Well, I love the community element, and I really love chatting, and I love the chatting that happens in the comment section. And I think it's really lovely to hear what people have to say. The likes, for me, it's more, I try and post things that I really believe in and enjoy posting. And so likes don't mean as much to me as they used to. I kind of try to aim more about what I'm putting into my content and the value there. And some of my favourite things to post maybe don't get the most likes, but they do get loads of shares or lots of direct messages where people maybe don't feel so comfortable to comment but want to share their own experiences there. So there's different ways to gauge how well your content does, but I just like things to sort of start a conversation and chat with people, which
really nice.
Is really nice.
What's the most extravagant fashion purchase you've ever made?
Oh my goodness, the most extravagant fashion purchase I have ever made. Well, I would like to say that it's extravagant with a different approach, because I was I was recently given the opportunity to have some wool that was produced, shorn and woven in the UK. And then I was able to take that wool and have it made into a coat by my tailor. And I think that for me, that's probably one of the most slow and meticulous and special processes I've ever been a part of, because I think we're so used to seeing fashion really quickly. And this coat took months
Wow.
to make. And
wow,
I can show you it if you want.
I was just going to ask, have you got it?
Yeah, 1 sec. So this is the coat.
Whoa. Oh
And
my gosh, that is beautiful.
I literally only got it before Christmas, and it's completely undyed. And I just think that this is like a real testament to British crafts. And so it may not be the most extravagant in the monetary sense, but the amount of time and hours and love that has gone into this, that's pretty extravagant to me.
I would use that as pajamas. I would wake up in that. I would go to bed in that. I would eat my breakfast, lunch and dinner in that.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask you about your comfort blanket? So do you have like an item of clothing or an accessory that when you put it on, you're like, yep, this is good?
Yes, well, I have two. And I was going to go for one. I was going to go for my dressing gown. But in all honesty, this one that I've got here has actually been one of those items that I didn't think I knew I needed it until I had it, because it's kind of like the dressing gown equivalent of a coat.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
I think you're going to love this. So this is from Holland Cooper, and this is their new colourway. I've got a very muddy one in the back of my car, but this is like fleece lined, and it's kind of like a duvet. Look, I'll put it on for you so you can see.
Oh my gosh, that is unreal. That looks so cosy.
But it's one size and it's massive, so it goes over every outfit.
How long is it?
So it's really long, but it does come in two lengths. So it comes down to your shins. But I've got chickens and I've got a horse, and there is nothing worse than going outside in the rain when you've got to do your animals and you're not having the right weather attire. And this just goes over every single outfit. You could have a going out outfit underneath this and it would just protect it. and you're all covered and you just plod outside, do what you need to do.
Love that.
My husband stole this the other day and he was like, oh, that
Did
is
he?
good. So I would say this is one of those unsung heroes that everyone needs.
For me, you need a long coat as well, because there's nothing worse than going out, like either going to a day party or doing something in the day where I'm really dressed up and it's midday and I look like I'm dressed for 3 a.m. So a long coat is also good for that as well, actually.
Yes, that's very true.
Love it. Have you ever had a wardrobe malfunction?
I have. I was thinking about this and I really wanted it to be something quite, maybe this is dramatic, but I don't know. This was a few years ago and I'd been invited to a very, very sparkly event. And the only problem is that we were moving the very next day after this event. So I was incredibly stressed. And I didn't know that one of the things that happens to me when I'm stressed is I swell. I just swell up. I don't know why.
Do you?
Yeah, I swell up all the time. If I have a glass of wine, I swell up. All the time. And this was the first time I was ever getting to wear something very, very special to me, because my grandpa used to buy my grandma really beautiful pieces of jewellery. And I've been lucky enough to receive some of them. And so this was the first time I was ever wearing a very, very special ring that my grandma had given me. And I was getting to wear it on the red carpet and it felt very, very special. And unfortunately, when I got home, I could not get the ring off my finger.
Oh, don't. I feel sick for you.
And my finger started to go purple. I'm pretty sure I have a picture. If I have, I'll send it to you.
Oh
but
my gosh.
My finger started to go purple and I tried everything. I tried washing up liquid. I tried butter. There were these things about putting string around your finger and it just made my finger swell even more.
Oh my gosh.
So I ended up having to have the ring cut off my finger.
No, you did not.
I did. And I can show you it as well because I've still got it here.
You are kidding me.
Because I have never felt comfortable taking it anywhere and having it out of my sight because I love this ring so much. So it is still cut. If I show you there's a little bit of sellotape that is holding together this ring. And I cried as they cut it off. But the nurse was so lovely. She was like, I was crying, just sobbing as they cut it off my finger. And she was so sweet.
Do you know what? I'm sure she's super duper confidential, but I bet that's a great story that they fly around their office.
Yeah, this girl with this beautiful ring just sobbing.
Would that ring be something that you handed down to someone else, do you think? Or do you have another item that in a wardrobe or an accessory that you would like to hand down personally?
Well, I'm so lucky that my grandparents, my mum and my dad have always been very, very stylish people. Whenever I look back at pictures of them, I'm like, gosh, he was so cool. And so I thought, because I'm telling you the story about the ring, I have to give you something else as like a hand-me-down. But I would absolutely hand that ring down. It's so special and I feel so lucky that I get to have it for a little while. But it's one of those things that you definitely have to keep passing on. However, I remembered that I've got these and I love these so much. So I have a picture of my dad wearing this pair of sunglasses and I am a baby. So these at least are 36 years old, these Ray-Bans.
Wow.
And he gave them to me. And I don't think I understood the significance when he gave them to me. And now that I have them, they're just my most favourite thing. And people always comment on them because they are
Do you wear them all the time?
Yeah.
Do you wear them a lot?
Yeah, they're so heavy. They are so heavy. And they're a little bit battered and bruised, but they are so special. They've even got the vintage aviator bits that curve around your ears like that. And just having the picture of my dad wearing them whilst he's holding me is incredibly cool.
Oh, don't. That
so
is
they're
so
very
lovely.
special.
Oh my God. I feel, do you know what? I feel very lucky that you're sharing all these stories with us, by the way, because these are very personal stories. This is really sweet.
Oh no,
so
this is such a pleasure. Most of the time, you never get to tell these things. So I feel grateful that you're asking.
Well, the final question before we do a quick fire round is your birthday suit, which sounds a lot more weird than what it actually is. So this is an item or an outfit that makes you feel absolutely fantastic. So you've got an event and you're like, you know what, I need to look my best. What is that one staple piece that you own that you can't beat?
Well, I feel like you've already mentioned that I met King Charles.
Yes.
So I was going to show you a hat that I wore to meet him, which I actually have here. This was very, very special. Very special.
So describe this for everyone listening.
Sorry, this is a really beautiful navy pillbox hat. And it's got a bow on the back, and it was designed by the most incredible designer. She just turns hats around for me so quickly. She makes them herself.
Wow.
And she brought this to life in a matter of days for me, and I was very, very grateful. But seeing as we've already talked about King Charles, I thought I would show you.
Got more.
I thought I would show you a very special dress that is just staring at me, because I was invited to go to the Oscar de la Renta fashion show in New York this week.
Wow.
And I can't go, and I'm so sad. So I've got some dresses because I feel like I'm just going to prance around my house pretending that I'm there.
So these are what you were going to wear for that event?
They were going to dress me, but these are the dresses that I have that I love, and one of them is my favourite dress of all time, and so I feel like I'm going to wear it as like an homage to the fact that I'm not there, but I feel like I'm there.
Love
I'll
that.
grab it, hold on.
Thank you.
So...
Oh my God, that is amazing.
So this is their hydrangea Phi silk dress. I've worn this so many times, but I feel
So
amazing
pretty.
in it. So it's one of those things that says spring and feels like it's such a happy dress. It's got hydrangeas all over it, and I just love it so much. So that would be my birthday suit.
What do you go heels wise with that?
I've got to be honest, I'm someone that savours my comfort with these things, and so I'd probably go for a pair of either Emmy London Josie pumps or some sort of strappy summer, but always quite low. I never have a good time. I like to dance. I went to a wedding once and my shoes were so uncomfortable, and I love dancing at weddings and I love being on the dance floor all night. So I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't ever wear uncomfortable shoes to go dancing ever again, because I was just sat on the outside thinking, I just want to be dancing.
Nothing worse.
Nothing worse.
Footwear is key
Yeah.
to a good night. It really is. Lydia, thank you so much. Before you go, I'd like to just do a quick 60-second quick fire round with you. Is that okay?
Yes.
So basically, you just need to answer the first thing that comes into your head, and you've got 60 seconds to get through as many questions as you can. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. Socks with sandals, yes or no?
No.
Sunglasses inside, yes or no?
No.
How many times is it okay to wear the same pair of trousers before washing them?
Well, that's quite funny because I'm wearing yesterday's breeches and they smell of horses. So definitely not 2 days. These need to go in the wash. So I'm going to go with as many days as you're comfortable with.
Sequins or glitter?
Sequins.
Baggy or tight?
Oh, a bit of both.
Your partner buys you a nice bag. They're now your ex. Do you keep the gift or do you sell it?
I think gifts are supposed to be gifts, and so I wouldn't sell it.
Matching sets or mix and match?
Matching sets.
Best colour to wear on a first date?
Red.
Smashed it! Well done!
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Oh, I'm so pleased, honestly. And thanks for being so open, so honest. And just even your advice that you've given other people that would love to get into the industry is so important. And it's nice to see and hear like where you've come from as well. It's really beautiful. You're clearly a lovely person. So thank you very much.
Can we do this every week?
Oh my God, shall we? Do you want to co-host?
I'd love that.
Honestly, thank you so much. It's really lovely to talk to you.
And you, thank you so much.